Bitch.
You good?
Are you still? Shh.
Am I supposed to do this
Niggas
shit?
and niggas ain't shit.
I mean, they ain't, so.
I'm sorry, for this episode I had to.
It's like nam nam ringgit yo.
All of
these
that.
niggas
I
ain't
got
shit.
Hare Krishna.
For this, I'm K-Cola, guys, and I'm in utter full peace.
Yeah.
Because for this episode.
Well, what you got there?
Yeah,
This
break it down.
So tell them who you are first.
Oh yeah.
My bad. I was waiting for the intro. Hi, Marcel.
K-Cola Marcel, I'm Austin.
Hey.
We're Who Hurt You.
Who hurt you?
It was starting off
Where we have Sage. Also, if you're
Palo
not
Santo.
if you're not oh my bad.
Yeah,
I don't know shit about this. I'm not gonna lie. So I don't know anything. But also, if you're not watching us on YouTube and you're listening, Kay, would you like to explain what you're doing right now?
That's true. Okay, so I have a rose quartz in the shape of a heart.
Ooh,
Okay.
And
she's
I have
fancy.
some Palo Santo. So rose quartz is good for your heart chakra.
Okay.
It's good for love and clearing
Are you
your
supposed
heart
to let other people touch it?
energy. Yes, other
Oh.
people
We got
can
the
touch
energy
it.
over
No,
here.
I thought there were certain things where like if
no,
other
no.
people
Sage
touch
is the one
it.
that's the one.
You can't have.
I
other
saw
buy
people that
it.
had like crystals and stuff, and like you're not supposed to touch them. I don't know shit.
If you have good energy, you'll be good.
Well, yeah, you don't want people with bad energy
Yeah.
to touch your crystals.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
You don't want people with bad energy to touch a lot of stuff.
Oh,
But
shit.
I mean, yeah.
Which going into that, we're gonna talk about why I have 3 baby daddies.
Oh snap!
And why I let these niggas touch my crystals
Not touch your
with their
person.
bad energy.
And they're devil dicks.
But
They're
then, yes.
devil dicks.
I ain't no idol, I'm a lighthouse, I set everybody free.
But this is Palo Santo, and this is good for like clearing the space. So I just wanted to,
I feel better already.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yes, thank you guys for receiving. You guys
You're
are
welcome.
just your energy
have your
and your
heart back.
vibes are. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I needed my heart back
You're welcome,
because
babe.
it was hurt.
Yeah. It's okay.
Also, like biologically, you need it to live. So.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. It's okay. Like, where do we dive in? Baby daddy number one?
Ooh,
Yeah.
Lord.
Oh wow, yeah.
So I never imagined that I would have 3 baby daddies.
Okay, I don't think anyone would.
Right? No, actually, I have a friend and she said she wants 7 baby daddies. Because Erykah Badu doesn't Erykah Badu have like 3 baby daddies?
Oh, girl, 3
Andre
and 7 aren't the
3000,
same.
Andre 3000,
Really?
Yeah.
J Electronica, right?
I don't know.
Do you know?
I don't
Yeah,
know
and who's the third? Do you know? No. Anyways, why is it that like niggas can have hella baby mamas, but like girls can't have?
I don't think that's an attractive trait to have. Like, if a nigga has hella baby mamas.
Hella
like,
baby mamas?
if your nigga has 4 baby mamas, bitch, why do you want to be the 5th?
Well, I
Run,
mean, the
sis.
reason literally is because all we have to do is like come inside you.
Literally.
Oh my god.
Have
I
sex.
mean,
It's true.
but
Literally, that's it. And then like you get the whole rest of the 9 months. So that's
you
why
know
it's like,
you ain't shit.
What?
Just fuck with you.
No,
My
I'm saying
dad
like
had 2 women pregnant at the same time.
Ooh,
so
not
I have
Project
a-
Twins.
Yes, somebody just said it the other day.
Ooh.
That it's called Project Twins. I had never heard that until someone said that to me like 2 days ago.
Yeah, it's called Project Twins.
Yeah, my
Y'all
brother's
got the same birthday, or the same age, but y'all got
my
different
brother's
mamas.
2 months and 7 days apart from me.
Oh shit, it was you? You're a Project Twin?
I'm a Project Twin.
Okay, hey. you learn
Papa
something
was a
every day.
Rolling Stone. He
Rolling.
wasn't, but he wasn't Project. He's rich.
Girl.
I'm just kidding.
I can't stand you.
He's rich, but I don't have nothing to do with it. So anyway, no, he had 2 women pregnant at the same time. He's a jazz musician, so I think like a lot of people just write that off. Like,
Oh, that's what they
famous.
do.
Yeah. So, and then we were just talking about how like in the black community, like it's baby mama, but in the white community,
It's like single mother. But really, it's like the whole. I mean, we even talk about this with like Trump. Like Trump has multiple baby mamas, right?
Yeah.
But like we don't call him that. It's like, oh, he has.
Mother
Ex-wife,
He has
the
he
mother
has
of
an
his
ex-wife, the
children.
mother of his children. If Obama had multiple people, he
Don't
would
you,
just-
don't you bring that
I'm saying
man's
if he
name
did,
into
you know,
this.
but you know everyone would be like, oh, he got all these baby mamas. You know how these
Very
black men
true.
are. That's what they
No,
would say.
you
Very
did not. Don't
true.
disrespect Mr. Obama. We love you.
very
He
true.
did
That is
it.
true.
That's why he's so dope. But what we're saying, it's fine if you have. Anyways, but you know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
Trump.
Yeah.
It's like he's just some white guy that's rich. And
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, that's so true. I also think it's a difference between if you're like poor and you have money.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That also. Oh, you know who has multiple baby daddies? Kamora Lee Simmons.
Why are you gonna bring up that name?
She's a Taurus like me. I love
me-
her. She's
I love
a
me some Kamara.
boss.
I love me some
But
Kamara.
you know what the thing is like, to me, that just signifies she's not settling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because a lot of us will get into these relationships and we'll settle and we'll stay just because we have a child with someone. So let me tell
Let
y'all
'em know.
what happened to me.
Do you want to hold your heart while you tell, or you
No,
got
I want to hold my heart.
this? Okay.
You can hold this.
Okay.
The fire went out.
Right.
You could just put that off to the side. So, I had my first child at 21.
Okay.
I was pregnant at 20 years old. I was not thinking about getting pregnant. I had only been with the father of my child, my son, for maybe 3 months. As soon as I got pregnant, he became abusive.
Okay.
So, like, we were going on trips, we were traveling, we were doing all this stuff together, and we were just friends. And he was like, I want you to have my baby. Because niggas do
you think
this
that's like
too.
a possessive thing? It's like, I want her to have my baby so that no one else can have her. Like, I'll have her for 18 years type
I want you
situation.
to have my baby. He's like, he would say, I want you to have my son. So as soon as I got pregnant, fucking bipolarness switched in, and he started being abusive. And I said an abortion. Yeah, I wasn't gonna keep the baby. I was so young, and I was like, fuck, I'm having a baby with an abusive guy. And we go to the abortion clinic, and we're sitting in there, and I just start crying, and he starts crying. He's like, I'm in a good position financially. He's like, let's not do this. Let's just have the baby. I'm 20 years old, so I'm like, oh, mind you, he's 5 years older than me.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, fine. Like, I'm just gonna listen
and
to
you'll
you.
take care of me because like you're
Yeah.
set.
Yeah, I thought no matter what, he'll take care of the baby. He'll make sure I'm good. Because that's what he said.
Right.
He told me that because he grew up with his dad, like he was on welfare, and his dad was rich and left his mom to be on welfare.
Oh my god.
And he was like, I'll never do that to my son.
Okay.
Well, bitch, that's literally what happened.
Oh, no.
So when I met him, I was working for Bank of America. I was driving my own BMW 3 Series, which at the time, that's like fly. You know, I'm young, 20 years old, driving my 3 Series, working at Bank of America. I was in college, and he was like, no woman of mine needs to work. You just need to stay home and take care of the baby. And so I'm like, okay, like whatever.
Did you think that was what you wanted?
It's not what I wanted, but it's what he wanted, and I was so impressionable.
Yeah.
It was like my first like for real relationship. Like he moved me in after 2 weeks
Holy
of
shit.
dating.
Okay,
Everything was
box
really
must have
fast.
been good.
Red flags.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Slow your roll.
Yeah, like super red flags. I should have like, and then so I wasn't working, and so I felt stuck. And then he was super abusive. He cheated. I remember like coming home one day, and the door was locked, and I didn't have the key, and there were bitches in the place.
He had multiple bitches? Oh, shit.
One time I went through his phone, and
Oh, wow.
I saw like girls, and I took a I was so ratchet. I took a pitcher of ice cold water, and while he was asleep, I like poured it on him. And
I mean, he cheated on you. That's really not a big of a deal.
he cheated. Yeah, and he even had like another phone that he would keep in his car.
Oh, shit.
That was like his side phone for his bitches, because I would always go through his stuff and find stuff. But like he was really abusive. Like one time he was cutting up my clothes, and
The clothes he bought?
the clothes he bought,
Okay.
because he was trying to be controlling. He's like, you're not gonna leave me, I'm gonna cut up your clothes, and blah blah. And he cut my finger. And I remember going to the hospital and him saying, tell them you cut yourself cooking. And I'm like, that's the typical shit like that y'all say when when a girl gets hurt. Like I literally, that's when I realized like this is so fucked. When I was pregnant, he was like, I'm gonna take the baby from you. You don't deserve to have a son. Yeah, it was wild.
Okay.
He's the relationship I was in that taught me. Remember we talked about in the other relationship how you learn how to be verbally abusive or like.
Oh, right. You start to take on
Yeah,
those traits
yeah.
and then manifest them or like act them out on your own.
I had never dealt with anything like that before. So with him, he was very intelligent. He was really good with words. So he would abuse me with his words, and I learned how to like fight back with my words from him. Then when I had the baby, literally like you stay at the hospital for like 1 or 2 nights, and then you go back home. Well, he got us a hotel. And we were at the Ritz-Carlton, I'll never forget, and I'm upstairs with the baby. He's downstairs having dinner with a bitch.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So I go and I move back in with my mom because I didn't have any money because he didn't want me to work. Right. And then I'm like so embarrassed because like,
don't be embarrassed.
I was embarrassed. I had a baby. I was like, we were living in these lavish homes, and I'm so young, and I think that's like really important when it's not.
Right.
He's buying me all this stuff, so I take him back. This fool literally. So we had a 3-level home, and I'm on the 2nd level with the baby. Again, another bitch in our bed while I'm there. Yes.
Oh, the disrespect. I just don't understand how people can be so like they just don't give a fuck. They're just like,
girl.
Oh no, he gave no fucks.
Wait, and the bitch was like in the.
She was in the house. Cause you could get into our house at the time from like a back stairs. Oh, so he let her in through the back stairs.
Did she know though?
I don't know.
Situations like that, it's like.
I know.
If you know, bitch, you know you ain't shit. But in the cases like this, he probably was lying to her too.
We ended up breaking up, and he ended up being with her for like 2 years. And so my last straw was when he hit me. I was picking up our son, and our son was in the crib, and I was trying to pick him up to take him, and he literally socks me with our son in my arms, and I was like, I will never grow up. I will never let my son grow up seeing that.
Okay.
The baby was so young, so I was like, you know, obviously he didn't know at that time, but that was like the last straw for me. So that's how I ended up with baby daddy number 1. Like,
damn.
I'm 21 years old at this point.
Yeah. And it's like kind of like so. I think one of the most recent episodes where we talked about toxic people, like and abuse and stuff. Like, yeah, you're just young and you're trying to figure it out, and like, yeah, like
I was so impressionable, and he was very manipulative. His work, I admired him because he was so smart and successful, and I was so young, and he was 5 years older than me.
Okay.
So I'm thinking like, oh, this man is so great, and I'm just
I understand
like,
that. So my question to you is, something to cut you off, but. What did you learn? Did you have your businesses started yet or no?
Oh, no.
So do you think that situation is what led you to never, like, that you want your own financial freedom?
Bloop!
Yep. There we go.
See, look at her now.
There's lessons.
There's something you learn out of everything.
From that point, that was the first time I let a man take care of me. That was the first and the last, because I realized he was so abusive, and everything was tied up into his money. Oh, I have all this money. You don't have shit. You're this. You're broke. You're poor.
But then it's like, even though you know you want to leave, you can't. Like,
literally,
physically can't leave unless someone else is going to help you out. But,
literally.
Yeah.
And I was like, first of all, not only was it like my ego, because I was definitely like, I've always been independent. I've had a job since I was 8 years old. Like, I've always been so like about my money, and to allow someone to back me into a corner like that, I was like, oh hell no, I'm never letting this shit happen again. So yeah, that definitely that situation has always been in the back of my mind when I'm grinding and hustling. Like, I will never get back in that situation. So I'm 21, and all of that abuse, he used to tell me so many terrible things. He would call me a hoe. I don't know what is with guys and like, I
think it's because it's like what they're interested in, they would rather, like, it's like a projection thing. You just acting like those bitches that I already like, that I be even like
I swear, like, I didn't really start to think about when people would be like, oh, you're projecting. Like, I was always like, what are you talking about? Like, what does that even mean? And then like, yo, that shit is like almost 100% true so many times. Like, if you have someone that's like, you're probably cheating all the time, motherfucker's cheating. Or like,
true.
You know what I mean? Like shit like that. Like, people just, they harp on things.
The hoe.
Yeah,
so
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
He
like,
was disrespectful.
Yeah.
Damn, Kay.
So
baby daddy number 2.
It gets deep. It gets deep, and then I'm gonna tie in the common thread of all of them. So
Did you have horrible choice in men?
I had horrible choices in men. That's one common thread, but that wasn't it. It gets deeper. So baby daddy number 2, I'm not gonna go in because I'm not gonna go in on him because my daughter loves the crap out of him.
Okay.
I was not in a good headspace. The woman that I am now would never even look at him.
Ooh, okay.
Like, not my type at all. I think he might be shorter than me. We're like the same height. So I was in a really bad space. I was drinking a lot. I was going out a lot.
Is this the one you married spiritual? You married?
No.
No. Okay.
Not that one. Married spiritual.
My bad.
Nope. No, I was 23? 24. I was 24.
Mm-hmm.
Still young, like young as hell. Still trying to get my shit together. And he was very persistent. He was the guy all in my ear, like, oh.
I was about to say, I think you talked about this one at one point.
Yeah,
like,
when I was like, he was.
You were kind of just like, oh, well, why not?
Yeah.
Because he was so persistent.
He was so persistent. I was so hurt. And I'm thinking, he's not that great looking. He won't cheat on me. He won't. He's wrong. He was like one of the sleaziest.
Right?
ones.
It's always the ugliest niggas be the most disrespectful. Like, you are not even this cute enough to be acting like this. Your dick is not this big enough to be treating me like this. Like,
Definitely
sir,
not.
calm.
Definitely not.
Okay.
Wait, but how long were you with him?
I
Or was
wouldn't
that
say
pretty
we were
short?
together per se. We were
Yeah.
like together but not together.
Like
Okay.
a situationship.
It was a situationship
situationship.
for off and on for a year and a half, 2 years.
Okay.
He stayed with me. One time he drove my car to go pick up another bitch.
Ooh.
Yeah, he was
Damn.
using me, and my mom tried to tell me he's jealous of you,
Oh.
and he's using you, and I
is it-
should have listened to her. And so I get pregnant, and he tells me no one's gonna want you with 2 kids.
That's a lie.
Wait, so how long after
tried-
being together were you? Did
Like
you get
2
pregnant?
years.
Then
a
you
year
got
and a half,
pregnant?
2 years, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And the whole time he was like, I want you to have my baby. That's why I can't. Oh, I loathe that.
That
If
phrase.
someone
Don't,
says that, it's
if
a
you
red
want to
flag.
date me, don't
To
say
be
that
honest,
shit to me. Cause
that's fucking weird.
But everybody says that in the moment of passion. Like, I want you to have my
yes,
baby.
they
type
say it in the
situation.
moment
I
of
mean,
passion.
You've never said that before?
No!
Oh, well, you ain't had no. Okay.
No. Listen, trust me, that's not the issue. Also, I already got 3 kids, so maybe I'm thinking differently.
All right, that might be it.
But also,
that
like,
might be it. That
but
might
to
be
me,
it. That might be it.
yeah, that's definitely it. Don't worry about that. That's a whole other thing. No,
He said, "Don't worry about that."
don't worry about that. No, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's, to me, that's just weird. Like,
Almost
I
every
don't know.
guy has said it to me.
But, like,
Right? Even
yeah,
some
that's
said
just-
it to me.
I don't know.
so.
But like, did they bring it up first, or were you
No.
talking about
I
exactly?
never
A
bring
woman
that
should
shit
have said
up.
Yeah, exactly. No, but what I'm saying is
I
like,
never bring that shit up.
it's just, man, I don't know. Maybe it's just like a
Especially
weird.
when it's so soon. It's like, damn, we're not married. We're not like
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
just some shit kinky. I don't know what the kinky shit.
Wait, and do they always say it? They always say it in that moment. It's never because
Yeah, it's like right
to
before
me,
we're
'cause-
No, he said. My
to me, it's a
son's
different-
father said it when not just in that.
I was
Moment.
about to say because like to me it's a different thing if you guys are just as a couple sitting down, you're like, hey, maybe we can have kids one day.
No. My
Right.
son's my
Yeah,
son's
exactly.
father would, but my daughter's the second baby daddy
Right.
number 2. He didn't do that. It was only.
You're right. That's what I'm saying though. Those
So that's-
conversations are normal. Other shit is weird as
Yeah.
fuck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I get pregnant and he tries to date all of my friends because he wants me to have an abortion. Basically, he wanted me to have an abortion.
What?
I was like, I'm not gonna have an abortion. And he starts hitting up all of my friends and hating on
Wait,
them.
bitch, which one of your friends took the bait?
Right.
None of them. They
Okay.
let me know
This
what
is
he was
before.
doing.
This is before you got.
This
you
is
found
before
out
my
before.
other friend, yeah,
Okay.
baby daddy number 3 with the other shady nasty. Well, that's because baby daddy number 2 is not fly the way baby daddy 3 was. All the girls are literally like, oh, he's so fine, like, ugh. Anyways, so I have the baby and it's awful. I think he like even had a girlfriend while I was.
And you were
Pregnant.
technically still together.
No, we weren't together.
Oh, okay.
I was just pregnant.
Once you got
he
pregnant,
was
then
playing
you
with
guys-
me though. He would try to sleep with me. He would try to hang out with me.
Man.
Yeah. So
Girl.
yeah. So literally, and that's when I was 24.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So I get pregnant again at 32. So that means for damn near 8 years,
Mhm.
I was good. Like
You were like,
I
I'm not doing that
didn't.
again.
Yes, and I told my ex I
So
was
that's
like,
why you
that-
said your pregnancies were trash, in
trash.
that situation.
It's not my children. My
Yeah,
children
it
are
was
fucking
It was
phenomenal.
the environment
Yeah.
that manifested the beautiful blessing.
Well,
Yes.
and also talking about like learning from. It's not a mistake.
Baby daddy number
it's-
2.
I wouldn't say it's not a mistake that you got pregnant, but like learning from those situations you're in.
I
Like,
didn't. Yes.
But that's why like even with your last one, if you guys have watched and heard her story enough through these episodes, which listen to all of them, but you've talked about how like this was the first time you were like actually in love with someone you were having a kid with.
I had learned from my mistakes.
Yeah, you weren't just in some dumbass thing and then
like
he still fucked
shit.
it up, but that's not him to figure
Right.
out.
Okay.
But
that's
like
the scary shit, y'all. You can be mature, you can learn from your mistakes, you can grow, and it can still turn out fucking nuts.
What's that song? Love is blind.
All of that.
Take over
Your mind. Yes. So with baby daddy number 2, I learned that that's not true. What he said about no one will want you with 2 kids.
Very
Because
true.
I have 3 kids and I don't have no problems.
Yeah.
Okay, even
She's
now.
just picky. She don't want y'all.
Literally, that's literally my problem.
Yeah.
It's not that men don't want me.
Yeah.
It's that I don't want them. So, baby daddy number 2 lied. And they will do that to you. They'll make you feel bad about yourself. So, ladies, don't listen to that shit. Or even women who are like, I don't want to date a man with kids.
Right.
Whoop-de-whoop. Like,
I mean, but also like, I don't know, as someone like we both have kids, right? Like, you love your kids so much. Anyone that even gives an inkling of that aura of like, ugh, kids. Oh, like, I really don't give a
I don't
fuck
even like
about
you
you
anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you could be the baddest person on the planet, and you're like, you have kids? I'm like, bye, bitch. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like I don't give a fuck.
That's an unattractive
Yeah,
quality.
like, but and it's like it's fine for them to think that way. Like if that's their personal preference of like, listen, I don't know if I'm ready for that baggage, or I don't know that I could, love someone that's not my own kids. Fine, but like, it's not my problem. Like, and I don't have to deal with that. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, and you could be missing out on a great person like me and like
Exactly.
Austin.
Very true.
We have kids and we're great catches.
I've dated people with kids too.
Yeah.
Some of them were around my age though, but
Oh, the kids were
Oh, that sounds fun. I think you mentioned that before
That's
though.
wonderful.
so yeah.
That is wonderful.
So that's how my whole justification of like, okay, well he has kids, like, is
Yeah.
that okay?
Right.
For me? I just
You
told myself.
you had a
I just
daddy.
told myself.
You had a daddy, huh? Hey, no judgment, yeah.
Boo boo. So I'm 32, and then I have baby daddy number, and so he knew what I had gone through with the others too.
Oh, he knew?
He knew.
He really need his ass beat.
I know, it's really a mess. How do you do that to somebody after you know what someone's gone through? They haven't had a good. I told him I was so scared.
Yeah.
He's like, no, baby, I love you. It's different. It literally wasn't different. It was worse because, like I said, I was
actually
in
real. Yeah.
love with this man,
Yeah.
and he shat on me.
Yeah.
So for me, like, I didn't have the same trauma that I'm not even gonna say that. I had trauma especially with my first son's father, especially with all the abuse and the cheating. But heartbreak, it wasn't the same.
Yeah.
This heartbreak like tried to take me out.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I'm glad it did.
yeah. It tried to take me out. And that's how easy it is to have 3 baby daddies. Like you know, being young and then you think you're gonna be with someone.
Yeah.
Then second one, I was just dumb
Yeah.
and I didn't want to have an abortion. And third one, I was madly in love, thought we were gonna get married. But even people who you could get married, your husband could die. Then you could get married again, your husband could cheat on you.
Yeah.
Then you could get married again.
Yeah.
It can
It's just life. It's
Yes.
life.
Yeah.
It's life. So we should stop passing judgment on people. Because at the end of the day, the only people we should be judging are the people who ain't stepping up and taking care of their kids.
Hello.
Those are the only ones that need to be getting it backhand, okay?
Because I do fucking everything for my kids.
Yeah.
Like, I take care of my son by myself at this point. You know, my daughter, I do so much stuff for. And then, the baby, her dad he has stepped it up and he's a good father. But even still, it's just like, at the end of the day, we should be more concerned with, is this person a good parent?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think one of the things that we talked about before this started, is just changing that whole stigma. Like, how do we change that stigma? And I guess it really comes down to what you were saying. We don't need to pass judgment on people because
everyone's story is different.
And I feel like
How many Plan B pills did you take?
Oh shit! Oh no, that was a good point when you said that earlier too. Say that.
How many abortions have you had? How many Plan Bs have you had? How many?
Right.
You literally, I could have 3 baby daddies and those have been the only men that I've slept with, and you could have no kids and you slept with 30 men.
Well, yeah, and it's and obviously we're not gonna pass judgment on someone that gets an abortion, right? But it's saying those things are, you had a kid and they didn't, but you both were in the situation that you didn't expect to be in.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have to look at that from that perspective. How did you get in that situation? And then you decide and that's why a woman's right to choose is her right to choose. Right? You know what I mean?
Very true.
You chose, I'm gonna keep these babies. And
Okay, think about this. What if one woman gets raped and then she has the baby, she chooses to have the baby, and then she gets in a relationship. She has 2 baby daddies too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's so easy to have more than one baby daddy.
Yeah, or even keeping, because I met a woman like a couple months back who gave birth to twins, and she had been raped on a project in Mexico. And she was a white woman, and her children came out full Latin, and she kept her twins. And I was like, I've always wanted to meet one of you, like not one of you, but like meet a woman in your situation, because how could you like raise or like accept, you know what I mean, like the children of a product of such a bad situation, especially when they look directly like
the person that harmed you. I struggle with that with my son because his dad was so abusive and is still so abusive. He's like threatened my life. When my grandmother was still alive, he threatened her life.
Oh my
like,
God.
who threatens someone's grandmother? And it's sometimes it gets hard for me because my son looks so much like him that I'm like, I have to like remember, because they can trigger that trauma.
I see so much of you in him though, so.
Yeah, we do look, well, you have to see his dad.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's kind of weird because me and his dad a little bit kind of look alike. But,
Okay.
yeah, no, it can trigger traumas in you for sure. I mean, I can't even imagine having a child from a product of rape, but you have to remember that this is a whole other entity, and children are light, and
yeah, because how she justified it, she was like, because she was in your situation where she said that she went to the abortion clinic and she was about to do it. What stopped her is when she heard the heartbeats on ultrasound.
I hate when,
that's when she was like, I can't do this. And she was like, I can't end the life of these 2 blessings and these 2 angels, even though out of the product of how they were created.
And they told her that she was having twins?
Yes, that's when she found out. So she originally thought she was pregnant with one, and she was
just not gonna know.
She was gonna get rid of it, and then when she went in, they did the ultrasound. They were like, "Oh, there's 2."
Oh.
And then that's when she made that ultimate decision.
No.
I don't know. Like, so this is all interesting to me because the way I grew up was like very like Midwest Christianity, which is just a lot of times pretty judgmental. Like,
what?
I mean, pretty much all the time.
Yeah.
Really? Never would have thought.
Yeah. Like, oh my God, you're gay, Marcel?
Really?
Wow,
I never would have thought.
No, but you know what I'm saying?
You're hanging out with 2 black people.
Really? Never would have
depends
thought.
on. I wasn't in those circles, but the other one.
You know, all his friends was black.
Well, yeah. No, but it was like, oh, the black people are cool, but the gay people, end of the world. But no, like,
that's a whore over there. Do you see her tits out?
A sodomite. No, but like that shit was like, I literally was just around so much of that.
Yeah.
And like now I just don't, I obviously don't think that way, but like it's so weird because the biggest thing that everyone misses, and it could be a lot of different religions that kind of pull from this, is like basic just understanding of humanity and empathy. Like I don't know what it's like to get, pregnant and not expect that. But like we have a phone call and it's someone probably in the Midwest watching like, excuse me, what's going on? You're talking about?
Every time you're getting deep, the phone want to ring.
I know, right? No, but I don't know. Like it's something that like
probably a Las Vegas
honestly,
vacation.
yo, dead ass. Like it's been maybe in the past like maybe 6 or 7 years ago. I used to still kind of think that way, and honestly, I didn't really think that way because like I remember going to church and like hearing like a sermon where they might mention homosexuality, and I literally would be like, yeah, I know it's not right, and I'm sitting there like, why? Like why the fuck? Like I'm just in my mind, I'm just like, oh right, because we said it was bad, so what? I don't know. It's like so many people think that way, and then once you start to like understand humanity and empathy,
and start meeting people and hearing people's stories.
Yeah, and so like,
yeah.
I guess it doesn't even have to be about religion, but that's where I come from. But like,
the same Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah.
My dad's a Jehovah's Witness, but he had 2 women pregnant who were not his wives at the same time. So it's like, people will force their religion on you and be complete hypocrites. Because it's like you're banging all these women.
Well, no one ever really practiced what they preach,
all,
especially in religion, literally.
Yeah, like that's because the preacher will sit there and be
doing the whole deacon.
Doing the deacon, doing all the little boys in the church and the choir. Okay, talking about gay is bad, and they're literally sleeping with the whole damn choir.
Yeah.
Like.
No, but I mean, it's like all types of things. Like I don't know. For me personally, anytime I hear about someone that has like a struggle or something that in society we're always kind of like, even like you said, like that stigma around like, oh, you got 3
Or another thing I've gotten is like, oh, what is wrong with you? Or none of your baby daddies want you. Like, first of all, it's not the case.
Right.
It's like
Right. They were unhealthy for me.
They were not good for me.
Yeah.
Like, just because I didn't stay in those situations and try to work it out for the kids, because I didn't want my kids to grow up seeing mommy cry and fucked up.
Oh, that's such a good point.
And
Like,
getting abused.
I hear about, so like when I got divorced, because I also super Christian, you know, that was like a big deal and bad for me in my mind. I had so many DMs of people saying like, hey, I know that like you're really upset, but it's okay because my parents got divorced, and if I had to see them like in a way that wasn't healthy, it would have wrecked me. Or they were like, I really did grow up seeing it where my parents were unhealthy, and then by the time I was like 20, they got divorced, and they're like, that shit fucked me up. So like, yeah, it's good that you don't stay with people like that.
And I might have 4 baby daddies because I want to have a good pregnancy, and I am having hope and manifesting that I will one day get married. We don't have to get married, whatever. I'm with a good, healthy man, a life partner, and we have a little beautiful love seat, and he can actually be there and kiss my belly, and we can have maternity shoot, corny ass maternity shoot.
You haven't even had that.
I haven't had no maternity shoots.
Oh God.
I haven't had nothing.
Yeah, because like
we all had other bitches in the house.
That was like, I mean, obviously me and my ex aren't together like in a relationship, but yo, that shit, I was like, you are a fucking goddess. Yeah, like, how do you do it? Like, that shit was like amazing. I'm like,
no goddess, no praising, no, you're phenomenal, none of that.
Yeah, like watching and experiencing that was so cool.
Yeah.
So, what's the connection between all 3 that you were able to learn overall?
All of them didn't have a good relationship with their mothers.
Ooh.
They all.
Oh, bitch, because that goes because it's like you can tell the strength of a man by how he treats his mother.
Yeah. So all of them had issues like growing up with their moms. Like the first one, their mom they were the byproduct of their mom having an affair with the dad had a wife. And the mom was the side chick.
All of them?
No, that was one.
Oh, I was like,
the
bitch.
Second one, the mom left and moved out of town.
Oh, wow.
And left the dad. And the third one, she had him really, really young, and was just dealing with like turmoils of life. So he had lost a lot of respect for her. So all of them didn't respect their mothers, and they don't respect women. Yeah. And so they couldn't look at me like a goddess. They couldn't look at me because they've never.
When you were saying that earlier, because this is something I just thought about, because sometimes maybe I just equate things too much to like sex, or not sex, but like
gender.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So like when you were talking about your first, I was gonna ask like, was his dad abusive to his mom? Mm-hmm. His dad was abusive to his mom,
and she stayed and he saw all that.
That was another thing I was thinking too. Is like,
and the mom was a side chick, so you're gonna think every girl's a hoe,
right? And it's okay to hit him.
Yeah. You have no respect for women.
Oh my God.
So.
Damn.
That's why it's super important to also know when you're dating their traumas as children, because there's some things you can't fix.
Yeah, you do your research basically.
And you have to make sure that they're willing to do the digging and figure it out so that you can have a healthy relationship, because it doesn't matter what you do and how perfect you are. If they have issues with this, that's going to continue on.
Very true.
Gotta dig down deep into the trauma.
Yeah, guys. Well, thank you for listening to my.
Yeah.
Thank you for explaining why you said your pregnancies were trash, because I've been traumatized ever since I heard that word. So, thank you.
You said that. Was that the first episode?
Yeah, it was in the first episode.
Well, the first episode she said my pregnancies were trash.
I was like,
my children.
I know, but for whatever reason, we both took it that way. Maybe we're fucked up for thinking that way.
Yeah.
But I wasn't the only one. I know I wasn't the only one.
But no, it makes total sense.
I mean, could you imagine getting abused while you're pregnant?
No, that sounds terrible.
I can imagine being abused in general.
Yeah. Yep. So thank you guys.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Can I hold your heart now?
Yes, you can hold me.
Thank you.
Keep it safe.
I will.
Okay. We love you.
And we hope you heal.